Changes in legislation usually come about after changes in society. This last few decades has seen an increase in the availability and use of narcotics, and clearly those have led the way into the motoring world. For years, we the police have dealt with reducing risk and danger on the roads by prosecuting drink drivers, but just as much a menace have been drug drivers. There have been difficulties in capturing the evidence of people being under the influence of drugs. When I was a PC, we had all sorts of nightmares in getting doctors to document the behaviour of a person and saying that that was attributable to drugs, or indeed blood tests and various other things that were done that delayed the process. We now have new legislation that reflects the menace of drug driving. It gives us, the police, the opportunity to take samples from people, and rather than go through the situation of the fit test, which was a subjective test, this gives us absolute, credible evidence of a person's consumption of drugs. Not just illicit drugs, but prescription drugs that inhibit a person's ability to drive. This test will identify, albeit small quantities, but small quantities of Class B cannabis and Class A cocaine, the drugs that are most often used by drug drivers. And even though it's only a small trace, that is sufficient to prove that that person has consumed those drugs, and having been caught driving, it's conclusive evidence. Now, this is a very serious offence. It undermines the safety of other road users, but right now the legislation and the technology gives us the best opportunity to bring those offenders to justice.